you think when people talk about the suburbs, they're not thinking about y'all?
Not at all.
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
We're painted with a paintbrush that says we're not supposed to be out here anyway.
Right.
That we're not successful, that we don't have the same economic value that people who don't look like us have.
I just don't think, really, to be honest, I just don't feel like my vote matters.
Really?
Yeah, I just really don't.
Those were two of the women that Simone and I talked to last summer for our special, Black Women in America, The Road to 2024. And both of them were from battleground states, Pennsylvania and North Carolina, respectively. They had a lot to say. Dee was the one who said that she wasn't sure that her vote would actually matter in this upcoming election. And Izetta went on to say that she worried about the state of the election and about the questions that were going on with people about Joe Biden. This was before the switch. But we also saw that both of these women reflected some real malaise that may be reflective of the broader sentiments in the Black community. Check out our latest NBC News poll, released just hours ago, that have Black voters and women aged 18 to 49 among the groups with the lowest interest in this election. Those two ladies that you heard from just a moment ago are actually back with us tonight. So let's hear from Izetta, a voter from Montgomery County, one of those collar counties outside of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania, and Dee, a voter from battleground state North Carolina. Dee, I want to talk to you first because you had me some kind of way last summer. Do you still feel like your vote doesn't matter?
I do not feel that way anymore. I am going to vote on election day.
Okay, Dee, what changed your mind? What factored into why you are now going to cast a ballot? And I would just like to say, Cardi B also said she wasn't voting, and her mind changed as well. So I think there were a lot of people out there like you, and for all you know, you helped open the door for folks like Cardi B and others to feel free to take another look at the election.
So for me, I think we actually did get to see, over the past few weeks since our interview, we did get to hear more from Vice President Harris. And I feel like she really does have mine and the country's best interests at heart. But also a factor that played into it is I felt like if I did not vote, it would be a vote for Donald Trump. And I can't have that on my conscience. So I'm definitely going to vote. I will not sit back and watch hatred, racism, and just blatant lies win. So that's kind of what made me go in the other direction.
We're so glad to hear it, Dee. Izetta, you actually shocked your friends and all of us by revealing that you were a Republican for many years, but you've since drifted from the party. Have you voted in this election, and are you still a little bit on the fence about your home party?
I have voted. I live in Pennsylvania, obviously, so I cast my ballot via the Montgomery County ballot box. As soon as I got it, filled it out, sent it in, because I believe as well that this is so important. There's more on the line than how I feel about my party, past party, present party, or anything else. Democracy is on the line.
The democracy is on the line. Melissa and I sit on panels all the time on cable news, and you will hear from reporters and some analysts who say, I don't know if democracy is breaking through. But when we sat down with you all in Montgomery County, that was one of the things that you all organically brought up. You talked about the Supreme Court. You talked about Justice Clarence Thomas, to be specific, and just this moment and what Donald Trump represented. You also talked about that you didn't believe that the candidates were talking about Black women when they were talking about courting women in the suburbs. Do you think either of the campaigns, the Trump campaign has targeted the suburbs, the collar counties, if you will, of Philadelphia, as has the Harris-Walz campaign? Have they made a better effort of reaching out to Black women like yourselves who are going to make a difference in the suburbs of Pennsylvania in recent months?
I absolutely believe that Vice President Kamala Harris has done a lot of work. She said she was going to earn our vote. She certainly earned mine. And I believe that because she spoke to different crowds with different messages that really focused on our needs, our concerns, quite frankly, I think she earned a lot of people's votes.
So, Dee, when we spoke last summer, you mentioned that you had a friend in Georgia who was in a situation where she was pregnant and she didn't want to be, and she was having a difficult time seeking reproductive care in that state. Has that situation been resolved? And what is the situation in North Carolina with regard to reproductive health? And how has that shaped your approach to this election?
So that issue was resolved, and you know how it was resolved? She had to come to North Carolina. I feel like North Carolina, Charlotte in particular anyway, we still have those rights here. So it's sad that people have to travel state to receive those health benefits, but it's okay here in Charlotte.
Mayor Vi Lyles, I think, has something to do with that. The Democratic mayor. I mean, in North Carolina, in every state in the South, I would just note for folks out there, except for Virginia, there's some type of abortion ban or abortion restriction. And North Carolina is not an exception, actually. But to hear that in Charlotte, things are being done, I think that speaks to why representation matters and who people elect. And perhaps it's obvious what Mayor Lyles has done for the city of Charlotte is breaking through. I guess, how do y'all feel about this election coming up on Tuesday? Like, you've both already voted.
Are you feeling good?
Or do you feel good? What do you think is going to happen? Not that we're asking you to make a prediction, but here we are.
I'm concerned still.
I'm concerned as well.
Why? Why are you both concerned?
I feel that the election Tuesday, obviously, it's not going to be over. There's going to be lawsuits. There's going to be accusations that have already started in Pennsylvania of cheating, which is not happening, by the way, America. And I think that it will be a not so peaceful transfer situation.
Yeah.
I
Dee,
agree.
You're also concerned, Dee?
Yeah. I mean, just how the last presidential election, how that went down, people storming the Capitol and all that stuff. I feel like it might be worse.
Yeah.
I hope not, but we'll see.
Well, on that note, Izetta and Dee, thank you so much for joining us. Coming up,